Should I rent or should I own? That's probably what you're asking yourself right now as you're thinking about where you're going to move to next. Well, you know what? You're in store. Let's watch this video to figure out what's going to work best for you. What's going on? It's NYC Real Estate P, your New York City and Long Island real estate agent, back with another video to help you with your real estate journey. Now in this video, we are going to talk about renting versus owning. Not so much which one is better than the other, but let's just compare the two and figure out which is best for you. Alright, so let's get started. We're going to start with the process of rent and owning. Now the process of renting is pretty simple when it comes to process of owning a home. When it comes to renting, honestly, before I tell you what is required, I'm just going to say this. It's all about letting the landlord know that you are a responsible human being who has the money to pay rent each and every month. That's it. Now, when you give me a call, I will say what you need to get together are your last 2 pay stubs, your last 2 months bank statements, your last 2 tax returns, and your last 2 W-2s. Why? Because all that information will be helpful and useful to proving that you're not only employed for the last 2 years, but you also have enough money to pay for the monthly rent that the landlord is asking for. Now, what if you don't have some of those documents? That's fine. Like I just said, we just have to prove that you are responsible and that you have the money to pay for the rent. I've actually had clients, especially those who are business owners, barely show any paperwork because they do have the cash, they do have the funds. Now, that required them to show their bank statements, to show their savings account, to show, hey, I have the money. And for some people, they have all their documents there together, and so when the time comes to sit down with the landlord, they just give them a stack. We give them the stack, and they look through it and they say, okay, good. You can come on and rent my apartment. Very simple, very easy, not hard at all. Now, when it comes to owning, what you will have to get together and what you will have to show the loan officer is, again, same thing. Last 2 pay stubs, last 2 months bank statements, last 2 years tax returns, last 2 W-2s. Of course, a copy of your ID and a copy of your social security number, or just filling out your social security number. Every loan officer is different of how they collect that information, but the point is that the same documents are pretty much required. And again, going off of my example for one of my renters, if you are a business owner or entrepreneur who does not have W-2s because you work for yourself, then there are different programs that the loan officers I work with all have that cater to you. And that may be through your 1099s, it may be just based off of your bank statements, it could be special 1-year programs based off of your recent tax returns. It all depends. And this is honestly another example for why you should honestly consult with a real estate agent before doing anything in real estate. Because you want to know what the processes are and what's required of you and what to expect, what you will be asked for and what you will have to go through in order to be approved for an apartment or to be approved for a mortgage. All right, so let's go over the pros and cons of renting and owning. A lot of people love to ask, what's so great about renting? Well, if anything was to break and you didn't break it, you call the landlord. So if the toilet breaks, call the landlord. If pipes burst, call the landlord. If a storm comes by and a window breaks, hopefully you're okay, but call the landlord to fix it. Whereas when you own a home, all those responsibilities, they're all on you. So anything you have to fix, upkeep, maintenance, anything, it's all on you. Now, here's some negatives for renting. All that money that you pay each month to the landlord never comes back to you. It goes to their pockets, and it may go towards fixing the toilet, but it goes into their pockets. Whereas when you own a home, of course, home ownership allows you to build equity. It allows you to, in 5 years, or 3 years, or 10 years, when you're ready to move, it allows you to sell the house and get the money out of that. And a lot of people realize that they made enough money to purchase a bigger home. So owning a home is actually an investment. All right, so let's talk about the cost of getting an apartment or owning a home. Now, when getting an apartment, you'll typically need 3 times the monthly rent. One is for the first month, one is for the security deposit, and typically one is for the broker's fee. On the rare occasion you find your own apartment and that landlord is not being represented by a realtor, then there will be no broker's fee. You only have to worry about 2 times the monthly rent. But on average, expect 3 times the monthly rent. Now, when it comes to owning a home, it's going to be at minimum 3% down payment on the purchase price of the home. Plus there's closing fees, and although there's things like concession and sellers paying for your closing fees, you should always expect to have to pay for your closing fees. So that would be, for New York City at least, another 5 to 6% of the purchase price of the home. So yes, to own a home, the payment up front is a lot bigger than getting an apartment. However, just remember, it's an investment, and when you move out, you can sell that home, get your money back, plus more money. All right, and this brings us to the end of our video. Hopefully you found this information very useful. I hope it helps you on your next real estate journey. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as there's going to be more videos to help you on your real estate journey each and every week. Also, if you have any questions or any comments that you'd like to leave, please leave them down below in the comment section. I'm NYC Real Estate P, and I'll catch you next time.